Hey, so it's been about 2 months since I had my ease procedure, and I guess I just wanted to give an update. I've had a couple of people reach out and request that I, keep following up with the journey, so I'm gonna try and be better about posting. But honestly, I don't have too much to say. My breathing has definitely just overall improved. I feel like if I need to run, I'm less panty than I was before. It's not so hard to nasal breathe, which and not mouth breathing. Breathing definitely makes running and exercising a little bit easier. So I've really enjoyed that. It's been a little offset because my allergies are a little crazy here. But overall, even with the allergies, I'm still breathing better than before. So long as I stay on top of that, I'm golden. My sleep is going really well. I am waking up with more energy. It's easier to wake up in the mornings, so that's been really good. I feel like before I could get 10 hours of sleep or time in bed and still wake up just absolutely exhausted, literally needing the jaws of life to pull me out of bed because I was in physical pain trying to wake up. And now it's okay, most days I wake up feeling pretty rested actually. I wake up before my alarm often, or if I don't, I wake up with the first, maybe second alarm, depending on the day. But it used to take me so many alarms just to pull my carcass out of bed. So that's getting better, which is really nice. My mood is a little bit more stable. I definitely my sleep apnea was taking such a toll on me, just emotionally and mentally. I was so exhausted all the time, which is what what possessed me to spend so much money on a surgery. But yeah, things are going well, and I'm feeling a lot better, a lot more human. Just life doesn't feel like such a pain. I don't know, it's kind of sad that that's my baseline, is absolute hell, and now it's I feel human. I don't know what a person is supposed to feel like, but it's better. As far as my bite and everything goes, my bite's still pretty good. I feel what I notice the most now is my upper is definitely a little bit bigger than my lower, and so my bite kind of slips more easily, and I'm having more TMJ pain, which I'm not stoked about because that was one of my biggest fears going into this, is that it would mess up my TMJs more. I'm treading with caution and just trying to be really good to them. I'm probably going to start ortho soon to try and expand the lower, just to make sure that that bite isn't getting too far off. But as far as actual distance of expansion intraorally, I feel I have more space. My tongue sits on the roof of my mouth a little bit more easily, but it's kind of crazy that if you look at my mouth, I don't really have a diastema anymore. In the first video I made, I was feeling oh yeah, I can see it. There's that diastema. And with the MSE, you're going to get a huge one. And I know Dr. Li told me that oh yeah, you don't really get much of a diastema. That doesn't really change that much. It's less than it was by a lot, but I'm still breathing better. So I don't know. It's a little crazy, but if it's working, it's working. I mean, I guess the expansion, instead of just being out, is more up and in the zygoma area. So it's more of the mid face, which, I mean, if it works, it works. That's great. I was expecting a lot more of a diastema, a lot more physical expansion. So I don't know if maybe we'll switch it up at some point and switch to something more like an MSE to give me a little bit more tongue space. We're kind of just seeing how I feel as we go. And I know that depending on how expansion is working, he is willing to switch that up for a patient if needed. But outside of the bite changes and a little bit of TMJ pain, I'm not really having any general pain while turning. Every once in a while, while I'm tightening the device, I'll have a little bit of tooth soreness, and then at that point it's okay, I need to be a little bit more careful about how I'm turning the device, or making sure that I'm checking in with doctor about am I going too far. But overall, I would say like 99.9% of the time there's like no discomfort while turning anymore. And I'm still doing it just on an every other day schedule. If I can kind of sort it out so that I'm not having any pain at all, then I'll be able to expand a little bit more aggressively. So yeah, I think that's just on me though, to just like be a little bit better with the device. It's got a learning curve. It's challenging, the actual device turning, because you have two like little, let me pull them out. Oh, there's my bong in the background. You've got two little wrenches essentially, and you have to get it on there just right and like make the turn. You gotta loosen it and then turn it 20-ish degrees, and then tighten it back up. And the tightening, I feel like, is the hardest part, because that's where you're feeling the most pressure. It's not actually when you're turning the device, it's when you're like locking it back into place. But other than that, I'm hoping that soon I can start expanding a little bit more aggressively. Dr. Li is still working me through the process, kind of just giving me updates on like, oh yeah, you should turn an extra little bit today, or, you know, maybe speed up the turning here, slow it down here. And next month I will have a CBCT taken, so I can actually see like how expansion is going from the inside, and just make sure everything's looking good. Like, you know, no swelling. I don't know if my cheekbones are more prominent. Like, when I first got this in, I had so much swelling that it's like you can't really tell. So I don't know, it'll be kind of interesting to monitor. So here, I'll do a little pose for the cheekbone watch, and you guys can maybe tell me if you notice much expansion or much like aesthetic difference, because it's hard to tell on yourself when you're seeing your face every day. Other than that, I can eat most foods now. Still anything like super chewy is a little bit awkward. The main problem isn't like the device, it's mostly like my TMJ issues and the fact that I'm like missing teeth because I've just had a lifetime of dental and airway issues. Most foods are fine. I can eat like chewy bread, crunchy like nuts. I'm good on most things, but I do still have to like tread a little bit carefully. But yeah, let me know if you have any like specific questions about anything. I'm trying to give just like a broad overview, but like, you know, things aren't really visually changing that much, but I definitely feel good. So I'll leave it there, and yeah, I'll follow up later. Bye.